Assalamu alaikum. Adab arz Nazreen. Nazreen, people these days are becoming very conscious and they're trying to improve their health by opting, having a healthy diet, by opting supplements instead of the prescribed medicine that the GPs give them. And of course, the social media has bombarded with so much of the healthy diet, healthy food, healthy medicine to improve the quality of life. With the, it's a very heartening thing to realize that people are no more trying. The people are trying not to become a couch potato and not to have a sedentary lifestyle, but they're rather jumping, they're walking, they're gym, meditation, yoga, you name it, they are all in there. Because you see, especially for the over 50s, they don't want to live a life without any purpose. They want to enjoy, they want to improve their immunity, boost their immunity, energize, and live a very happy, healthy, peaceful life, and with their loved ones. But unfortunately, what's happening is that the doctors robotically prescribe the medicines to the people, which sometimes necessarily are not needed. And what happens is there is a horrendous side effects. Dr. Samuel Hahnemann said that people are not dying of the disease, but they're dying of the side effects of the disease. And what is happening is the pharmaceutical companies are laughing all the way to the bank, because they want sometimes they prescribe the medicines, for example, high blood pressure, for arthritis, for immune, for Down syndrome. Sometimes for the rest of the life, people have to stick to those medicines. Obviously, they have a side effects. So, opting for a supplements, opting for the medicines, alternative medicines, herbal, homeopathy, naturopathy, which do not necessarily have side effects. And they are helping people. I'm so glad. I've met a few people in their 80s and they're happy, they are dancing, they're meeting people, they have active lifestyle, no more couch potato business. And now I'm also happy to say that they say that 80 is now 50 or 60, maybe. I could be wrong. So today, inshallah, we are going to talk about all these things, how to improve one's life, improve the quality of life by eating the right food, greens and red meat once in a while, but white meat sometimes, अब सबसे अच्छी तो अपनी दाल होती है. I tell you, vegetables, I can live on dal and on vegetables. Anyway, enough from me. I'll give you a short profile of the two lovely young ladies who are here for the first time. One lady is here, and they excel in their actually profession. They are truly remarkable people. One is a homeopath doctor and one is mashallah, functional medicine practitioner. So I have two young ladies. One is Humaira Siddiki. She is a BRCP registered homeopath, and she has practiced homeopathy for 29 years. Her area of concentration is pain management. She has widely traveled to offer pain relief to groups of people. Humana pain management in homeopathy. It is a natural form of medicine which treats acute medical conditions, and the basic rule that like cures like, and remedies are made from plants and minerals, and her specialized area is pain management also. Welcome, Humaira. Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. Wa alaikum
Okay.
assalam. Thank you so much for
Walaikum
having
salam.
me
And
on
my
your show.
next guest is Farzanah Nasser, nutritional therapist and certified functional medicine practitioner, specializing in women's health, the gut, microbiome, and autoimmunity. Welcome, Farzanah. This is the first time you are coming on Social Voice. Yes?
It is. Thank you for having me. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you for coming. Okay, let's start the program. My first question, maybe to both of you, perhaps you would be able to answer in your own specialized way and your field. What about the alternative medicines? Is it a gentle healing or a reckless fraud? To you, Humaira.
अच्छा जी. First of all, uh, definitely not a fraud,
अच्छा.
because सारी जो दवाइयाँ हैं and all the remedies are made from natural substances.
हाँ.
uh, the earth has provided every cure for us. Nature has provided every cure for us. And homeopathy के हवाले से तो definitely gentle healing with no side effects, no steroids, no cortisone. ये सारी चीज़ें नहीं होती हैं. और जैसे आप कह रही थी, like cures like, जैसे कि अगर आपको इफ़ यू गेट अ बी स्टिंग, आपको किसी शहद की मक्खी ने काटा है, तो हम आपको बी स्टिंग ही की रेमेडी देंगे.
हाँ. हाँ. हाँ.
स्नेक के
वाह.
पॉइजन के लिए स्नेक का पॉइजन होता है. तो
हाँ.
लाइक क्योर लाइक इन होम्योपैथी, और बिल्कुल इट्स एब्सोल्युटली सेफ. But obviously, you have to be under a homeopathic practitioner, because a lot of the medicines work as antidotes for each other.
अच्छा. ओके.
तो 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 मतलब आप एक चीज के लिए कोई दवाई खा रहे हैं और आपने फिर किसी और चीज के लिए भी दवाई खाई, तो समटाइम्स द medicines
क्लैश.
work as antidote, and they clash and they will not work on you. So that's why it's
ओके.
very important कि आप जो भी ट्रीटमेंट करें, अगर कर रहे हैं होम्योपैथी की, तो आप एक प्रैक्टिशनर के अंदर अंडर करें.
देखो ठीक है.
सो
मतलब एक
सो
ही प्रैक्टिशनर
डेफिनेटली.
के साथ है. You need to be
सॉरी.
with one practitioner only. You need to be with one practitioner only. Yes.
यस,
Homeopathic
यस.
practitioner. अच्छा.
And
Okay.
also, even with practitioners, homeopathic practitioners are all very different, because आपको पहले पेशेंट के साथ एक बॉन्ड बनाना पड़ता है.
अच्छा.
यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड योर पेशेंट. पूरे जो फर्स्ट कंसल्टेशन होती है वो 1 घंटे की होती है,
अच्छा.
जहाँ के आप सारी, from their birth to now, that you take down their history, their likes, their dislikes, their phobias, their anxieties, everything, and then only do you make a remedy for them
अच्छा.
according to their personality. जो
ओके.
एक चीज आपको सूट करेगी, जरूरी नहीं है कि वो फरजाना को सूट करे,
कुछ सूट करे.
बिकॉज
बिल्कुल
हम
ठीक.
सब we are
हम्म.
all different as human
बिल्कुल
beings.
ठीक. Over to you, Farzana. What's your take on this one?
No,
Is it a
absolutely. I mean, absolutely not a fraud. I mean, with nutrition and with functional medicine, you're always looking at the reason why. You're always trying to look upstream to what happened to cause like the downstream effects. So if someone, say if they've got autoimmunity or they've got gut issues or they've got diabetes, you're looking at why, what happened, what's wrong in their diet, what's wrong in their lifestyle, what happened, what could be the trigger that caused this, and then you're looking at ways in which you can resolve it. So it's working with
okay?
the body naturally to trying to correct
Okay.
imbalances that are there.
Okay. I mean, what you're talking is again. Also, you talk about the lifestyle. What kind of or and the family setup is it some anything to do with that as well? Anybody who's suffering for diabetes or for high BP or
Oh,
stress
absolutely. It's
elements? Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a huge diet and lifestyle component in that. And,
Okay.
working with that and adjusting diet, adjusting lifestyle, maybe including some nutraceuticals too, can make it turn things around for sure.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Now, you are a functional medicine practitioner. What does it mean, Farzana?
So with
Me.
functional medicine, you're looking at the root cause. You're looking to find out why things are going on. So with whatever diagnosis you may have, you're looking to find out, what has caused that diagnosis. We know that genes play a part, but we know that genes are only responsible for about 10% of everything. It's
Mhm.
our diet,
Okay.
our lifestyle, it's our stress, it's all these other factors that come into play. And so with functional medicine, it's always about looking upstream, looking at what's going on, what's predisposed you to, whatever disease process you may have, whatever imbalance you may have, even if it's something like, you're tired, you don't have energy, your mood is low, you having, we've got a lot of,
Yes.
depression,
Mm.
anxiety. It's like, what we're looking at, why we're always trying to find out why and then correct it.
Does it
Uh,
does it happen to any special section of society or age, or is it's happening in any age and at any time?
It's all of
Any
us. It's all absolutely all of us. Yeah. I mean, these imbalances, we all have something different that we will have that we struggle with. But yeah, it's all of
okay.
us.
Farzana, oh sorry, Humaira. The homeopathy was, I think, it was discovered about 200 years ago, if I'm not wrong.
in the
So,
1700s, yes, in the
mhm.
1700s.
So has the approach since then, the diagnosis has changed, or it is the same? I mean, your approach to any condition. बिकॉज पहले तो ये होता था ना फरजाना कि जैसे तुमने कहा कि डॉक्टर्स के पहले आपकी 1 घंटा कंसल्टेशन, फिर आपकी पूरी बैकग्राउंड, आपका लाइफस्टाइल, आपकी फैमिली के मुतालिक पूछते हैं, फिर आप एक 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 एसेस करके फिर आप सजेस्ट करते हैं, ठीक है। और पहले ये होता था, लाइक योर मेंटोर डॉक्टर रावल, आई हैड स्किन एलर्जी। सो व्हाट ही डिड वाज कि उन्होंने पहले दवाइयां ऐसी दी कि वो सब पूरे मेरे हाथों में, मेरे वो निकाली उन्होंने वो चीज, वट एवर देयर वाज, एंड अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह सिंस देन आई एम फाइन अल्हम्दुलिल्लाह। तो वो
Like
पहले, या
like Farzana had said, you have to, even in homeopathy, हम जो है वो why को ढूंढते हैं,
Mm.
वो चीज जो है वो उसका रूट कॉज पता होना बहुत नेसेसरी है, और उसको हम जड़ से निकालते हैं. So we don't just suppress the symptoms like in allopathic medication
यस
where all your
यस
symptoms are suppressed and
या
then थोड़े अरसे बाद you're unwell again. But we try, you get slightly worse before you get better in
यस,
homeopathy.
that's true, that is very true. Acha, what are the question to you both, what are the conditions that you confidently and with surety you can say that they, use your by him homeopathy medicine or by naturopathy or your medicine, your approach to the condition, it will improve? What are the medical conditions one has that you would confidently say कि ये बिल्कुल ठीक हो जाएंगे? Is it depression? Is
So
it anxiety? Is it dementia? Is it you know I don't know, bipolar, mental health? कुछ इसमें भी ताल्लुक है आपका? इससे भी कुछ फर्क
मेंटल
पड़ता
हेल्थ
है?
के लिए, जी, मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए बहुत अच्छी दवाइयां हैं होम्योपैथी में, जो कि दे डोंट नॉक यू आउट बट दे हेल्प यू फील more contained and feel better. A lot of lovely remedies for the elderly, because elderly में जैसे डिमेंशिया है, उनको वीकनेस है, जॉइंट प्रॉब्लम्स हो जाती
Hmm.
हैं, शियाटिक प्रॉब्लम्स हो जाती हैं,
हाँ,
प्रोस्टेट प्रॉब्लम्स हो जाती हैं, डिप्रेशन हो जाता है. देयर आर सो मेनी एरियाज जहाँ होम्योपैथिक रेमेडीज प्ले अ वाइटल रोल, or and
अच्छा,
they are gentle,
they're
so you
gentle.
don't have all the other side effects. You see,
हाँ,
they are
हाँ,
helping you uh, help your body heal naturally, and you're helping your body to fight whatever
hmm.
is going wrong naturally.
Okay. So,
They're based,
some people have got very low immunity. So, do you build up the immunity and then work on
def-
the? For instance, you see, like in allopathy, antidepressant they dete. Anyone going through a depression or anxiety or stress, so one is just living a life like a zombie. You really, and you're
बिल्कुल.
totally dependent on that. This is not the case with homeopathy or with your medicine, Farzana, is it?
No, 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 absolutely. I mean, you can, with your question, like, how can you say you can, guarantee that you can make a difference? You can never guarantee that you can make a difference with anyone, because all you can do is you can tell them, and you can, look at their blood work, testing and stuff like that, but you can never guarantee anything. But like with
Okay.
confidence, I can say with people, with people, when you work with them and you work on these areas, with confidence, you can say you can make an improvement, but you can never guarantee anything.
Okay.
With
Okay.
mood, like you were mentioning, with depression, anxiety, we know there's a huge gut with what I work with nutrition and functional medicine. We know there's a huge gut component with mental health. So we know that the fetal tissue, the gut and the brain are from the same fetal tissue. So they originated
Oh,
from the same fetal tissue. And we know that the gut and the brain are connected by our 10th cranial nerve, which is called the vagus nerve. Okay,
okay.
so the things that are going on in the gut will go to the brain. And there have been studies that have shown that when you cut this vagus nerve, the number of people with Parkinson's disease dropped because you're not getting the
Oh,
bacteria from the gut to the brain. Okay, so with these things, one of the first things you want to look at is the gut health. What is going on in the gut? Our feel good hormone, serotonin, is our feel good hormone. That's a happy hormone that makes us feel happy. Up to
okay.
90% feel good hormone is made in the gut. So it really,
Okay.
a lot of neurotransmitters are made in the gut. And so the gut health has a huge impact on mental health. So the food that you eat will impact this bidirectional relationship between the gut and the brain. So if you're eating a lot of plants and vegetables and plant foods, you feed the good microbes in the gut, and they produce
Okay.
something called chain fatty acids, which then go to the brain, and that improves things like mood and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So there's a lot you
Uh-huh.
can do, even just looking at that relationship.
So it's
Um,
so what you are saying is that if somebody is depressed or anxious or panic attacks, you focus on gut, right? First, you focus on gut.
Well, yeah, so that's a big part of it. I mean, there are other things you can do as well, but there's a lot of research coming out now showing, like, with depression, it's an inflammatory condition, and there's a lot of translocation of, like, bacteria byproduct that gets to the brain, which is a
Okay.
driver for
Okay.
anxiety,
Okay.
a driver for depression. But that's definitely part of the puzzle.
Oh, any particular age, or can be any age, youngsters or middle age or elderlies, they anyone.
Abs-
Yeah.
Absolutely any age, absolutely any age.
Okay,
But
Yeah.
so
there's a
what
lot.
are what are the symptoms if you have a affected gut? Just
It,
say
it can
gut
be
feeling,
anything.
gut feeling.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
not if you have something, it's not always a gut issue. So a gut issue can be depression,
Mm.
it can be anxiety, it can be eczema, it can be psoriasis. It can be hormonal imbalance. It can manifest as many different things.
Okay, okay, okay. All right.
हमारे
Okay.
यहाँ भी हमारे यहाँ
Hmm.
भी यही कहते हैं कि सारी बीमारियां जो हैं पेट से शुरू होती हैं.
हाँ,
The
उम्मुल
stomach
मराइज कहते
is,
हैं, पेट को
हाँ,
उम्मुल मराइज, मरीजों
the
की अम्मा.
gut is the main place where everything happens, and it's very important to have a healthy gut.
हेल्दी डाइट. अच्छा, अच्छा तो लाइक अब जैसे कि पीपल आर गेटिंग अवेयर ऑफ इट दैट हेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल के लिए आपको डाइट पे अपना फोकस करना होगा, और और सप्लीमेंट्स जो है जिनके साइड इफेक्ट्स नहीं होते हैं. सो फॉर द गट यू वुड प्रिस्क्राइब समथिंग according to the person's personality and persona and the medical conditions, or would you prescribe to everyone the same thing depending on the situation, the
So,
condition?
so as far as homeopathy is concerned, there are some beautiful remedies for the stomach and the gut, and
Hmm.
some of them are like, nuts vomica, or carbo veg, or constipation के लिए bryonia देते हैं. So there are certain generic medicines which are used for certain gut problems, but then
Ah.
again ये नहीं कह सकते कि ये सबको एक ही दवाई देंगे, because you
Acha.
have to give a combination. Somebody might
Hmm.
have diarrhea, or somebody might have constipation all the time, or somebody might
Hmm.
have
Hmm.
indigestion problems, bloating,
Hmm. Hmm.
whatever.
Hmm.
Again,
Hmm.
it depends on every individual. सबका अपना
Hmm.
एक अलग प्लान बनता है.
Okay. Farzana, what can you say about thyroids? I believe it is also equally important to talk about.
Thyroid. So
Yeah.
if you have If you're hypothyroid, um, up to 90% of hypothyroidism is due to an autoimmune condition called Hashimoto's. So,
Okay.
if you are hypothyroid, what you want to do first of all is find out, is it actually hypothyroidism or is it Hashimoto? So, usually your GP can test something called TPO. They're called TPO antibodies. So, if it is Hashimoto's, because it's such a huge percentage of the hypothyroidism, it's worth getting checked out. And you can ask your GP to test something called your TPO antibodies. And then if that's the case, then it's not actually a thyroid issue, it's an immune system issue. And there's something going on in your
Okay.
immune system that's driving
Okay.
um,
Okay.
the hypothyroidism. Um,
Mm.
but with hypothyroidism, I mean, it's something that you always have to look at because we have a thyroid receptor on every single one of our cells in our body. Okay, it's
Okay.
it's only for thyroid and for vitamin D. That's the only two things that we have a receptor for in everything, which shows how important it is. And so, having good thyroid levels is so important to like absolute overall health.
Okay. But how would one detect in oneself that you have a thyroid issue?
You have a thyroid receptor on every single one of your cells. So it could be anything. It could be feeling tired. It could be feeling low. It could be constipation. It could be falling hair. It could be, the last outer third of your eyebrow. If you lose the
Yeah.
last outer third of your eyebrow, that's an indication of thyroid. It could be gaining weight. It could be puffiness. It could be hormone. It could be anything. Most people go to
What
the GP because they're
What did you say
tired.
about eyebrows? What did you say about eyebrows?
So when you lose, so one of the symptoms of low thyroid is hair
Yeah.
loss. And if you lose the outer third of your eyebrow, that's
Huh.
an indication that you have hypothyroidism because you tend to lose the outside, the last third part of their eyebrow. They have
Okay.
hypothyroidism.
That's
So that's a
interesting.
sign.
Okay.
Honestly, it can
Okay.
be anything because you have a thyroid
Okay.
receptor on every cell. So it's a slowing down. So hypo means like it's a slowing down. So anything
Slowing
can
down.
slow down. Yeah, your mood, and your bowel movements, your energy. But most people will go to the GP when they have low energy. That's usually why they go.
Okay.
It could be anything.
Generally, the energy is very low. Yeah. Generally, the
Yes, the
energy
low
is very low.
energy, struggling, tired when you wake up in the morning. A lot of people sometimes, like for example, iron is a cofactor needed to make thyroid hormone. A lot of women are low in iron, so that could be a reason why you need the iron for thyroid hormone. And when
Mm.
iron goes low, you tend to get tired as well, don't you?
Mm.
But it goes hand in hand with the
Mm.
thyroid as well.
Okay.
But that's probably the symptom people feel the most.
Okay. So, Humaira, coming to back to you, Humaira, you're an expert on pain management also. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. So I treat all sorts of disturbances of the spinal column, arthritis, osteoarthritis, spondylitis, frozen shoulders, cartilage degeneration, apna tennis elbows, sport injuries, and I use homeopathic injections.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so it's whenever you talk to people and they say, "Oh, we didn't know, you get homeopathic injections," but yeah, do. This has been They have been in use in Germany for over, I think, 60, 70 years now.
Okay.
And
Okay.
what happens is, जो भी प्रॉब्लम होता है उसका जो डाइल्यूट एक कॉकटेल बना हुआ आता है vials
Mm-hmm.
में, and you just
Hmm.
inject that in the subcutaneous tissue. So
Okay.
अगर मसल की इंजरी है तो उसके लिए अलग है इंजेक्शन. अगर आपको ऑब्वियसली डीजेनरेटिव डिस्क का इशू है उसके लिए अलग है, कार्ट्रिज डीजेनरेशन के लिए अलग है.
Oh.
सो इट्स नॉट वन फॉर ऑल. It's a very specialized combination of medicines,
Huh.
and it comes from all these. They come from Germany because, as you know, Germany में ही डॉक्टर हैनमन ने ये स्टार्ट किया था.
Hmm.
And governments have, really advanced with their combinations of different medicines, and it's
Hmm.
it's a science on its own, actually,
Hmm.
and they have
Hmm.
such beautiful remedies. In fact, yes, मेरे बहुत सारे पेशेंट्स जो मेरे पास आते हैं, they've either had back surgeries or they've had knee replacements, and they're still in pain, you know.
Okay.
Uh,
Yeah.
और इसका जो है ये it's a 10 injection course once a week,
अच्छा.
and that's the minimum. But
Okay.
ये नहीं होता, जैसे कि अगर कमर में है तो if you know, it depends which of your discs are, herniated, or you have disc degeneration in your L4, L5, or your L1, L2. It all depends.
Hmm.
uh,
Hmm. Hmm.
and
Hmm.
therefore accordingly you get however many injections, and then you also get oral रेमेडी। तो हफ्ते में
Okay.
एक दफा आप आते हैं, इंजेक्शन लगवाते हैं, और फिर उस पूरे बाकी 6 दिन आप वो ओरल रेमेडी खाते हैं।
अच्छा.
I've had
अच्छा.
some fantastic results. A
अच्छा.
lot of people have benefited, but then again, जिसको अकीदा है, natural remedies में
यही तो.
और
हाँ.
natural medicine में, uh,
हाँ.
uh, it helps if your body is in a receptive mood. मैं अपने
हाँ,
सारे
ऑब्वियसली आपका
पेशेंट।
आपका अकीदा स्ट्रांग होना चाहिए, क्योंकि पहले तो ये कहते थे ना, अरे ये तो मीठी गोलियां दे के जो है ना आपको टरखा देते हैं, मीठी गोलियां खिला
हाँ,
देते हैं कि दिस इज सो. फरजाना, हैव यू आल्सो गॉट द मेडिसिन्स दैट यू कैन सेव वाउच कैन डेफिनेटली दे आर मोर इफेक्टिव देन एलोपैथी एलोपैथिक मेडिसिन्स और सप्लीमेंट्स.
I mean, it really depends on what the person needs, right? So it's not like if they need something that it can be really helpful. If you're talking like, for example, vitamin D, we're all so low in
Yes.
vitamin D.
Low.
It's one of those
Say
things that
that
help.
again. Yes, you are all. Yes.
Yeah, and
Yes.
it's one of those things that help regulate the immune system. It supports good
Mm.
mood. It strengthens our bones. It does so many things. I mean,
Mm.
that's just something general, but it's a very personalized approach depending on what each person needs. But yeah, no, there are absolutely some nutraceuticals which are so powerful. Like we were talking about mood before, saffron.
Yeah.
Saffron
Ah,
is amazing, and saffron has been shown to be as effective as like some SSRIs and anti-anxiety medicine when they've been taken with the medication and also by themselves as well. So
really?
yeah, but it's like 30. They've done the studies with 30 milligrams of saffron, so it comes in a as a supplement. But also, if you want to use food as medicine, it's so lovely to be able to use saffron in your food or add it to,
Mm.
your
Yeah.
drinks. So anything that you're doing to get like to be able to use food as medicine and get some benefits from using things
Mm.
daily like that.
ओके, माय
yes.
गॉड. ज़ाफ़रान हम लोग देखें ना, उसको ज़्यादा अहमियत नहीं देते हैं, मगर अल्लाह ताला ने उसमें भी कितनी ज़्यादा दी है. ओके, टेल मी समथिंग मोर अबाउट ये कि आप जिस तरह से कि पीपल वांट टू लूज़ वेट, they are trying their hard to lose weight. Diets हो रही हैं, intermittent diets कर रहे हैं, exercise, but still they're not losing weight. So what is the reason for that? Is it the underactive thyroids or what?
Is this for me?
Yeah.
It depends. Like it all depends. It depends on the person. So it could absolutely be the thyroid. The thyroid slows things down. It could be the adrenals. So stress hormones. When you're stressed, your body will hold on. To calories and to energy. It could be your age. Like women from 40 to about 50, the whole perimenopause age. That will
Hmm.
your the fluctuations in your hormones will
Yeah.
encourage you to hold on
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
weight. It could be your
Yeah. Yeah.
liver. So one thing people don't think about is your liver health is so important. Your liver
Yes.
is what detoxifies. It removes, 99% of toxins that we are exposed to. It is our liver
Huh.
that is removing them. If it doesn't
Hmm.
have the ability, if it's overwhelmed, if there's a lot going on in your body and it can't get rid of the toxins, what it does, it stores them in fat. And that's the reason a
Okay.
lot of people put on weight too. It's just, you know, the liver not being supported and needing some liver support. So it depends on each person, but that's why, like, just like with Humaira, we do like it's an hour intake. We're looking at everything that's going on in the person to see where those imbalances could lie, and also with looking
Hmm.
at like testing and what's going on in, like, the bloods, the
So,
stool, and that to see.
so what would you, Farzana, suggest? What kind of a food or diet, or what would you suggest to keep your liver active and healthy?
Yeah, so there are lots of foods that your liver loves. So things like beetroots, artichokes, rocket, olives. So like artichokes contain a compound silymarin, which is the active like part of milk thistle, which is very good for your liver. But
Hmm.
plant foods, bitter foods are really great for your liver, your gallbladder. So anything that has a
Hmm.
bitter taste, so things like kale, like saffron, ginger, um, things, grapefruit. Anything bitter is very good for your liver and gallbladder. But beetroot is very good.
Okay.
Asparagus is good. Artichoke. Plants. Getting a lot of berries are very good. As long as it's real food, like, then that's
Yeah.
always good for your liver and supporting your liver.
Yeah.
Making sure you get enough protein in your diet. A lot of the, like, our antioxidants are made out of protein, so making sure you're getting enough protein, enough plants
Okay.
as well.
Okay. Okay. Now the question is actually just come up. What can we do to support healthy aging? Both of you, I need question explanation from both of you.
Uh,
Yes,
uh, so healthy actually is try not to get stressed.
stress.
Everything boils down to stress. You stress, you age, your immune system goes down, and you start getting unwell. So, and also, like Farzana said, you have to have a healthy gut, you have to eat well, you have to rest. We are also caught up in this life where we are running against time, that we never really get that time to even look after ourselves or think about how to slow down a bit.
लेकिन
Yeah.
both of you, I'm sure तुम लोगों को ये तो पता ही होगा कि healthy people are living longer now, isn't it?
Yeah, and if we
Yes.
look at the blue zones, actually, like if you look at the blue
Yes.
zones, and they have the most amount of centenarians there, and they've looked at the blue zones to see how come they have so many people in their hundreds, and older than that, and they found like 7 things that they were quite consistent. So they have community. That's a huge part of healthy aging. Having a community. They found,
Community.
generational. So when you have your grandchildren, they have, they
Yes.
found that really helpful. Walking, they were all active. They
Yes.
all had a belief. They all had a religious belief, and they found that that was a huge part of them becoming centenarians, living into their hundreds.
Really.
They all ate a lot of plant foods. And they found that the people who centenarians, actually, they all had a cup of beans every day. That was consistent in their diets. They were all having
Beans.
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 Yeah, they had a lot of plant foods, but that was one of their main foods that they were having every day, was they were having a cup of beans. So it could be any kind of beans, like, dals, or like, beans, lentils, any of those things. They were having a cup of those daily. But they were, sleep is so important. Making sure you're
Sleep
asleep
is
when
very
your
important. Yeah.
body
Yeah.
repairs. Stress is probably the biggest thing, like Humaira says, that's like the reason
Hmm.
for so many
But
issues, right? Health,
I
health.
think people who have with sensitive stomach, they opt for dal rather than beans because beans sometimes are very unsettling to the stomach.
Yeah, but yeah, no, they absolutely can be. But with things like that, you want to slowly build up. So if you are sensitive to beans, if you have one, then the next day two, then maybe a teaspoon, you slowly build up. You build up a little bit of tolerance as well.
As well,
Um,
yes.
and
Yeah.
also when you're eating, if you eat mindfully and you're more present, then you're more likely to be able to digest those foods as well, rather than the
Uh,
way we eat at the moment. We're on the run, we're rushing, we're standing up,
uh,
we're doing, that makes it harder to
hmm.
digest those foods as well.
True. Very true. हुमैरा, तुमने कहा कि you give injections for pain management. तो what is the difference between your injection and the injection that the doctor or consultant gives you for their knee pain, knee management? And
Okay.
मतलब क्योंकि according to the homeopathy, like we discussed earlier, कि पहले आप उसको जो भी इशू है उसको निकालते हैं बाहर, उसके बाद फिर आप सेटल करते हैं, बट विद योर इंजेक्शन इट विल सेटल देन एंड देयर.
No, it will take time to settle. Okay, first of all, the injections are also made from natural stuff, substances
अच्छा.
like arnica, rush tox. ये सारी dilutions जो हैं वो injection में mix होती हैं. कोई 5-6 different होती हैं. So what the dilution does is that it when it's injected into the skin, it
Hmm.
goes and helps with the inflammation and it gently starts healing
Okay.
that place, you
Gradually
know,
start healing.
where
Yeah.
yes, and whereas when you go to the hospital to get the injections
Steroids देते
which
हैं
they
ना,
give
बस
you,
steroids.
that's
हाँ.
that's all steroids. They put the steroids in there which numbs that area and you think, problem solved. But the problem
Okay.
with steroid injections is you can't take more than three because then your bones start to get brittle.
Okay. Steroids. अच्छा. Okay. That's a good information. Acha.
So
Farzana, do
after
you also
after
have, do you also need do you also give injections or anything of that sort?
No, I don't
No.
do injections.
Excuse me, my cough is aggravating. Can you suggest me something? It's a dry cough.
bryonia.
Bryonia. Okay.
Also, if you
Okay.
have
Good.
manuka honey, if you can get manuka honey, that can be helpful as well. It's
Honey,
really nice.
honey, pure honey.
Like a manuka honey can be really helpful at just coating the throat too, and
Okay.
you get the
Yeah.
massages.
Okay. Now I want you to I want both of you to give some kind of a positive message to the viewers that who are going through rough and tough time mentally and physically. They don't have any means to like opt for a healthy lifestyle and to improve the quality of life. What would you suggest within their means? What can they do? Because everybody wants to live, nobody wants to die, actually, frankly, right? तो हर
Mhm.
एक के लिए क्या आप सजेस्ट करोगे, वो लोग जिनके पास मीन्स नहीं है ये सब दवाएं और इंजेक्शन और ये कुछ करने के लिए, व्हाट वुड यू सजेस्ट टू देम, बोथ ऑफ यू, एनी?
Farzana, you go first.
फरजाना.
Um, I mean, there's so much we can do. Yeah, we all have that. We all go through ups and downs and stuff, but there's so much that we can do. So my speciality is the gut microbiome, and we know that the gut has an impact on every other system in the body, including like
Yeah,
mental health, as we've been
yeah,
discussing. So
yeah.
we know we can change the gut microbiome with each meal. So we can change it in a matter of 24 hours. So there's always something positive you can do that change the state of the gut and other systems in your body. If someone's just starting out, what I usually suggest is to get just these three things because they're really easy. So get a punnet of blueberries, get a bag of greens, and get some beetroot. So in the supermarket you can buy pre-cooked beetroot. It's already cooked and it's in a container, and you just buy it. Pre-washed greens like rocket and blueberries. So when you have your breakfast, whatever you're having, add a handful of blueberries and add them to your breakfast. That's why you're getting you get some plant points. Blueberries are full of antioxidants. And we also know that the polyphenols, the colors in the blueberries, have been shown to have a really positive effect on mental health within 2 hours of consuming them. Okay. And then when you have lunch, add a handful of greens to your lunch. It's so easy. You just have to open the bag and put it to the side of your lunch. Okay. And when you have your dinner, you can just take that pre-cooked beetroot and chop it up and add it to the side of your dinner. So it's adding more plants in. And the idea is you want to get as many plants into your diet as possible, which helps support the gut microbiome. And a healthy microbiome is all about diversity, and that comes from having a lot of different fruits and vegetables. But just if you're just starting off, just add blueberries, pre-washed greens, and beetroot. They're so easy to buy. You don't have to do anything. It's just putting them in your trolley and then taking them home and adding them to your meal. And the greens are great. They have magnesium and B vitamins. They're calming for your nervous system, and beetroot is good for your liver. So you're helping different areas that way, and they're really easy to incorporate.
What? Okay, but what is the greens? What you mean? What is it? Iceberg, lettuce, Chinese salad,
So
or
yeah, it can be any of them. So anything with the color green. So the darker the green, the more magnesium and B vitamins and stuff and folate you're going to get. So I usually say get some rocket. So rocket
rocket.
is really lovely. It's bitter, so it's also supporting digestion. It's supporting the
Yeah.
liver. It's supporting the gallbladder. It's a nice
Okay.
green, so it's got a good amount of magnesium and B vitamins in it too. And actually, there was a recent study that came out. Sorry, that said there was less shrinkage in brains as people got older, the more magnesium they had. And they said I think they showed having an additional 300 milligrams of magnesium a day improved the brain and prevented shrinkage.
300.
And so things like greens are so important for that because they are full of magnesium.
Okay. So magnesium actually is more important, especially for the elderlies as well. Yeah.
Oh
For the
yeah,
elderly,
it's
Yes.
I'm focusing on the elderlies, as you know,
no.
right?
We all need it. We need it for
We
so
all
much.
need it. Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah,
You know, I have a food for as far as vitamins go. It's magnesium, zinc, vitamin D3, and B12. This is a must every day, and they should be
B12,
taken.
magnesium, mm,
Magnesium,
and
vitamin B12, vitamin
zinc,
D3, and zinc.
zinc, zinc. हाँ.
Uh, and
अच्छा,
they
तो
have to be taken
हुमारा,
separate.
yeah, but ये तो medicine आप you can buy off the counter as well. All the magnesium, the zinc, the B12.
Absolutely. Yeah, but they should be taken individually and not in the multivitamins because their strengths are really, really weak in the, multivitamin
Okay, okay,
combinations. They should be
okay,
taken separately on their own.
okay, okay.
And
All right.
also, as far as you're saying about the message for the people, कि भाई जो लोग afford नहीं कर
हाँ,
सकते all
हाँ.
the all
Hmm.
the I think uh, as Farzana said, just nature has so much to give us in
yeah,
the foods, in the minerals, in the plants. There's so much we can just do a little bit of research.
Okay,
Do
okay,
your own homework. Up to इतनी facility है, you can Google everything. There's so much
okay.
information out there कि आप natural चीजों से the things you get in the supermarket आप कैसे you can help build up your immune system and have a healthy life. And
Yeah.
also I feel one has to have a little faith. you know
इन सब चीजों में फेथ की जरूरत है.
life
always,
is what it is.
always.
You just have to accept things as they come and do your best and leave the
Okay.
rest up to God, as I say. Things, problems come and problems go, but you have to keep
Go.
moving forward in a positive way.
बिल्कुल.
If you are going to be negative, your whole life is going to crumble around you.
हाँ, तो मतलब आपकी सोच को जो है ना तब्दील पहले करना होगा. यू नो टेक द
बिल्कुल आपकी
नेगेटिविटी आउट एंड स्टे पॉजिटिव एंड दैट ऑल्सो अगेन वही ना कि एक हेल्दी लाइफस्टाइल होगा तो ऑटोमेटिकली आपकी जो थिंकिंग है वो पॉजिटिव होगी और यू विल बी मोर एनर्जाइज्ड.
अगर
है ना?
आपकी थिंकिंग पॉजिटिव है तो आपका हर चीज पॉजिटिव होगी,
चीज
आपकी
पॉजिटिव.
हेल्थ भी पॉजिटिव होगी.
बिल्कुल सही. बिल्कुल सही.
No,
अच्छा, आई हैव, हाँ, फरजाना हियर. या
no, I was going to say
या
there were some studies that came out and showed that how gratitude increases happiness, right? And that has a knock-on effect
वाह.
on everything.
Gratitude to
And so,
God and gratitude to friends and relatives and everyone, isn't
absolute.
it?
And so just,
I like
you know,
that.
when you wake up in the morning, remembering three things that you're grateful for, and remember
Thank you
at
for the.
nighttime go to bed, remembering three things that you're grateful for and writing those down,
Hmm.
is yeah, that can it's been shown to increase happiness, rewire your brain towards happiness, and have a really positive impact. And that's something I try to get all my kids to do as well, is to
Wow. You know something? Every night I listen to the recording of gratitudeness to God. Thank you
Uh,
for the life. Thank you for the air. Thank you for the beautiful family. Thank you for the health. Thank you everything. Honestly, it's so good. And I'm completely एकदम चली जाती हूँ, सो जाती हूँ. अच्छा, I have a question for both of you. So, on allergies. It says I have allergy The only way I could detect was that I was almost dying, and I had some injection, and my face swell, and my throat. I thought I'm going to die. So it came out that I am allergic to penicillin. But what are the ways that we could find out कि allergy किस चीज से है हमको? How do we detect? I mean, this was recorded in, it's all in her medical file, that with red letterwords that she's allergic to penicillin. Anything in penicillin, she can't take it. She won't survive.
Okay. No,
Yeah.
like it's good that it's on her medical file. Like I'm allergic to penicillin as well, and it's all on my files. You know, I have to carry something also with me saying
Really?
that I'm allergic to penicillin. Yes, I am.
Hmm.
I remember as a kid, I took it, and my whole body was covered in hives.
Hmm.
एलर्जी जो है उसका कोई आपको कोई वार्निंग साइन नहीं होता. You obviously have to eat something, or taste something or touch something or come across something. Only then do you know that you are allergic to something or not. Unfortunately, there is, I mean, yes, now you have those allergy kits which you can get, where you send a strand of your hair and they tell you what all you're allergic to, but I don't know how accurate they
Mhm.
are. Or
हाँ,
you know in those you're allergic to everything, and
बिल्कुल ठीक कह
like
रही हैं.
that you can't live
Mhm.
your life. You can't
Mhm.
isolate your life from everything, and you can't live in a bubble. So
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल,
एक
बिल्कुल.
अपना थोड़ा सिस्टम थोड़ा स्ट्रॉन्ग मेरा ये है, थोड़ा सा सिस्टम स्ट्रॉन्ग रखना चाहिए. और ये नहीं कि
Hmm.
हर चीज से okay, if you're allergic to something, stop it for a while, and then after a while gently reintroduce it back into your system and see if you're still, your body is still reacting to that.
Hmm.
Yeah, but sadly there is no way of
There
knowing
is no way you can.
if you are
Okay, now
allergic
we're
or not
coming
allergic.
towards the end of the program. Farzana, your take on this one on allergy, and then we have to close
No,
the
I
program.
agree with
Thank
her.
you
It's
so much.
an IgE response. So it's like an allergy anaphylactic. Just knowing that you have it is, you just have to be careful. And
थैंक यू सो
yeah.
मच बोथ ऑफ यू यंग लेडीज, बिकॉज आप लोगों ने कुछ ऐसे टिप्स दिए हैं जो कि पहले सुने नहीं थे. एंड वेरी इंफॉर्मेटिव प्रोग्राम. आई एम गेटिंग द व्यूज आल्सो माशाल्लाह से. थैंक यू सो मच. इंशाल्लाह आफ्टर अ while we'll call you back, if you don't mind, we'll invite you again for the program. Thanks. Jazakallah khair.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Khuda.
थैंक यू. थैंक यू नाजरीन. थैंक यू सो मच. प्रोग्राम में काफ़ी इंफॉर्मेशन मिल गई है, कि ऑब्वियसली लाइफस्टाइल चेंज करना है, और स्ट्रेस जो है सबसे बड़ी बला है. उसको निकालने के लिए आपको हेल्दी डाइट फॉलो करनी पड़ेगी एंड ऑल दैट. टेक केयर ऑफ योर